Hello, viewers. It's me again, your half-ass reporter, James Kalm. It's a Thursday night on the Lower East Side. We got a special shout out to our viewers in Brazil, South Africa, and to one grumpy viewer on the beach in Thailand. Tonight we're going to run into the Betty Cuningham Gallery. And we're going to look at an exhibition by Judy Glantzman. Oh my God, they've got some kind of a presentation going on here, it sounds like. Betty.
So many different, whether it's political or personal. I guess in the end, it's always personal for Judy. But I have to say something. I'm deeply moved by the show. I'm glad you're all here, and I should be able to render this toast. So thank you, Judy.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Well, that was a nice, poignant moment to walk in for. Well, I just talked to the receptionist, and she said the title of the show is Judy Glantzman, 1979 to today. So let me do my math quickly. This is at 40 years, something like that. I've been watching Judy's work probably 30 some odd years, and as they were talking about, Judy was one of the superstars of the East Village scene. I think she started out showing with Gracie Mansion, and probably showed with some of the other people down there, maybe Civilian Warfare, and a whole group of people. It's titled Whirling Dervish. 2007 oil on canvas, 66 by 64. Well, as I was saying, I've known the work of Judy for probably about, well, maybe not 40 years, but maybe 35. I used to hang out in the East Village. I never considered myself an East Village artist, but I spent a lot of time going to shows and looking at work there. I like this collection of sculpture. It's titled Reach, 2015 to 2018, carved wood, various pieces. And, well, I have never seen Judy's sculpture, so this is actually nice. Yeah, there's a lot of work in the show, so I'm not going to get to all of this. This multi-panel piece is titled David Vonarovich at 12, from a photo by Stephen Vonarovich, 2016-2018. And you can go back in the Kalm report about 2 or 3 months. We did a report on the David Vonarovich. I think it was titled History Keeps Me Asleep at Night. It was a show at the Whitney. And we've got more little sculptural pieces with paintings. So last week, stopped into Davidswerner and saw the Lisa Yuskevich show, and she had a lot of small paintings, and I enjoy these intimate paintings. This is Untitled, 1994. Oil on canvas, 59 by 57 inches. Well, as I said, Judy was one of the stars of the East Village scene, and I was reading some articles and interviews with her back in the day, and she was talking about how she went through a hot streak, and I guess maybe around 1981 or 82 she actually cranked out about, she said, 400 paintings in 1 year. So that's more than one a day. I think this is the kind of work that really got her some serious attention, and I think in a lot of ways the work is comparable to someone like Nicole Eisenman, and I love her surfaces. Also, it's interesting to see all the different types of work she's done. This is Untitled, 1996. Super sculpty. 9 by 4 3/4 by 3.5. These are interesting. Now, I guess that's plywood. It's titled Bather. Enamel on Luan veneer. There's another bather. And I'm thinking this kind of relates to some of the Alex Katz cutouts, except that Judy has cut the planes and sort of tilted them out at various angles. Makes me think of somebody's homemade signs you might see out on Coney Island. It's titled After Donatello. Wood epoxy clay, self-hardening clay, wire, canvas, and pipe cleaners. Hello.
Hello. I've known Judy for a while.
Really?
Yeah. She's this is interesting. I haven't seen all these works from all the way back to the 80s, but
okay, this is After Nani Di Banco, 2015. Wood epoxy clay, self-hardening clay, wire, canvas, and pipe cleaners. And I like the way that Judy has added in some of her cut-up canvases in there. I wonder how these are going to hold up in 20 or 30 years.
you get the conservators to take care of that.
Okay, the conservators, they're going to have a nice job. That's right, keep them in business.
So there's something in the window too.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Let's look at these. This is Untitled, 2001, 12 by 9. And yeah, Judy is very good as a draftsperson with her paintbrush. She really's got a great quality with the line, and this is also Untitled. I like the way she's able to vary the fine line and then the chunky kind of slathered impasto on there. We've got some more of her cut out figures. This is titled Summer Song. Oil on canvas, 80 by 90. And it looks like Judy's got some graphite Maybe some ink in there as well. Gosh, that looks like a portrait of Jerry Saltz. Maybe I'm wrong. This is a nice pairing. Untitled. 1993 oil on canvas, 16 by 12 inches. And yeah, so we've got more of the Frisian cracking, or the crackle. This is Pirouette 2009, oil on canvas, 50 by 50 inches. And yeah, I think Judy probably could have had a pretty good career just being a straight portrait artist. She's got some real serious chops with the figures. Oh, excuse me. Now we'll head down into the maelstrom there. This piece is titled Blue Totem, 2005 oil on canvas, 36 by 36. This is untitled, oil on canvas, 20 by 16 inches. Oh, I like this. We've got the little Frisian cracks. I think one of the things that I find appealing about these is that when you see a surface like this, you realize that Judy has been painting and overpainting something like this for, gosh, who knows, months, maybe years. It's a series of works, and they're all titled Memento Nori, and they're numbered. These are acrylic on plaster, 9 by 5.5 inches. As I was saying, Judy is a really good drafts person. And so this looks like it was done with a nice fine brush, but yeah, she's actually doing really nicely rendered anatomical studies. Now we'll take a look at some of the large works on paper. It's titled Remembering Harriet, 2018. Graphite, ballpoint pen, Sharpie, acrylic, and watercolor on paper, 52 by 49. And so she's kind of tiled together a whole bunch of smaller sheets. This always makes me wonder, are these pages from a sketchbook that she's pasted together and turned into a large piece? Also, I came in kind of late tonight. I was hoping that the crowd would have thinned out by now. This is titled Current. Well, Judy was one of the movers and shakers in the East Village scene, and a lot of those people kind of burned out. They were flashes in the pan. And Judy has kept cranking. You know, there was a period of time, Michelle Obama, first grade, there was a period of time when having a reputation that was started or maybe reached its peak in the East Village was a real drawback. If you were, you know, after the East Village died, it was not a good thing to advertise that you'd been popular there, and there's a whole backlash. Judy kept working, and I guess in many ways kind of broke out of the whole group of tropes that the East Village was known for. She started learning about heroes. And I like this kind of indexing, mixing the large areas of gestural painting with smaller areas. It's almost got like a series of portraits here. Medgar Evers, Muhammad Ali. Okay. And I know that Judy has been very lucky in some of the people that have supported her. This is Dark Pear 2016. I was talking about some of the people that have been very supportive of Judy. I know there was a show, I believe it was all women artists at PS1. This is about 12 years ago. That was, I guess, kind of organized by Agnes Gund, one of the main supporters of the Museum of Modern Art, and Judy had several wonderful pieces in that show. Okay, I'm not going to get in and give you the titles of all these. It's titled Selection of Untitled Works, 2003 to 2005. Oil on canvas, sizes ranging from 5 to 19 inches. And it's kind of typifies a lot of the work that she's doing now with these multiple conglomerations of faces. Almost makes me think of some of James Ensor's great pieces. This is Untitled Elegy. Oil on canvas, 90 by 80 inches. As I said, I like Judy's work because I think she's got a real great feel for her surfaces, and you can sort of see the play between the glossy and the matte blacks. You've got areas where she's scumbling in with a fat broad brush, and she gets into more articulate renderings here with the fine brush. sculpture of a hand. This one's ceramic. Beautiful glazing on that. It's another big painting. This is titled The Garden, 2004 oil on canvas. I like this treatment. The big brush. Thinly stroked colors. And then she kind of cuts out her forms using this earth green. I seem to remember that when Judy started this whole series of multiple head and face paintings that she had to show with Betty when Betty was still over in Chelsea, and this might have been kind of after coming out of a little internal exile, maybe. But she got a lot of attention for the show. So this is 2004. It's about 14 years ago. Judy's also a pretty darn good colorist. Oh, this is great. We were able to snag Judy a little bit. Okay, so this is a kind of a mini retrospective of how many years? A survey? 40 years. So you started painting when you were 2? Is that about the way it works out?
2-ish.
2-ish. I did mention the fact that I kind of got to know your work when you were a star in the East Village scene. You want to talk a little bit about what the challenges were of the East Village scene when it kind of ran out of gas?
I guess for me, personally,
Yeah.
it was to try and teach myself to paint in a way. Like after all that attention went away, I had a studio in the Jersey City. And
Okay.
I kind of like let everything go and try to rebuild what it was that I cared about.
Did you feel like it really kind of knocked the props out for money? Because the fashion changed. A lot of people were dying from AIDS, and
It was terrible, and but you know what? For me, it was a good thing to have the socks knocked off.
right. It was good.
Very intensely involved with people that were dying all the time.
That's right.
And I've always felt like that you want to make something where the object itself, the color, the shapes, all that stuff has meaning to it. And so I kind of took everything away and tried to rebuild from nothing again. And that's what
So
happened.
you kind of had to start building your career all over from a new.
Not just a career, but the
Sure.
paintings. I took all the imagery out and then started to rebuild it. It was like almost abstract, and then I rebuilt back into the figure.
That's great. Tell me about the big drawings like this.
Well, I don't know if you noticed that Ivan, who's in this drawing here, he was just here a little while ago.
I might have got him in front of the paint,
Yeah,
in front of the
I think
drawing.
you did. So, I mean, in some ways they're, like a diary, an accumulation of things that...
I was wondering, are these pages from a sketchbook, some of them that you...
Not really, but they act like that.
Okay.
Like they were originally folded, and I would take them different places, and then they accumulated like a calendar over time, but not in a sequential way.
And then you're backing them on linen? Is that what you're gluing them onto?
This one.
Okay, okay.
I was going to make linen for all of them. The paper is very fragile, especially since I carry it around with me, so it's over a long period of time. It gets distressed. But this was the only one with linen, and then the rest of them were not. This one is backed in paper, and then these were not. So this is probably the more recent.
Yeah, I like that one.
Trying to talk about racism and trying to figure out how to make a language for that.
I like the kind of the indexical form of this with all the various characters and people. I got one last question for you, Judy. Now you're back on the, not exactly the East Village, but pretty darn close to the East Village. I'm not going to say how many years later. What does it feel like to be back here after, 30 some odd years showing back down here?
What is this is different from the East Village that I experienced.
Yeah.
Location it's probably similar, but otherwise, the whole place is such a different thing. I mean, I was just very lucky to be a part of the East Village, and you were too, part of that world.
I heard that maybe this is apocryphal, but I heard you say something like, I was hot one year and I painted 400 paintings. Is that true?
Probably.
All right, okay.
One good year.
I'm going to let you get back to the studio so you can keep working tonight. Thanks,
Thank you.
thanks, Judy Glantzman, and congratulations on 40 years. All right, thank you. Okay. James Kalm reporting on Judy Glantzman, 1979 to today, right to Betty Cuningham Gallery. You can like this, share, subscribe, recommend it to your friends, and you can leave your reviews, critiques, suggestions, ideas below. But help us. Thank you, Kate. Thank you. Thank you.